Thank you for clicking on this video. If you enjoy what you see, please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to stay up to date with our latest content.
And hey, don't forget, check out our Patreon where you can be part of the dream and enjoy this transaction.
Chris mentioned Game Pass and how Xbox does it. They've been killing it, been knocking it out of the park. I've been enjoying everything about it. I've been enjoying the xCloud, and I'm not even a cloud gaming kind of person. I hate it. I hated it. They made me a believer. They introduced so many things. First party, third party. I'm more a fan of the third party stuff than the first party stuff, personally. But you can't look at Game Pass and think it's not a great deal. You just can't. You can't, because it is. It's a fantastic deal. That being said, PlayStation needed to come with something. All right. They needed. Xbox essentially forced PlayStation's hand to do this. PlayStation, if it was up to PlayStation, they wouldn't give. They wouldn't do this at all. They wouldn't care. They like the way things are going. All right, but PlayStation's introducing their new Game Pass. Essentially, we don't know what it's called. All we know is there's a code name. It starts with an S. I totally should have put it on here.
Not Game Pass.
I think it's like. Oh man, hold on real quick. I just want to look it up just because it's bothering me here. It's called Code. It starts with the S. It's like Spartacus. Jesus, why can't I figure that out? Spartacus. What we do, this is what we've known so far. We don't know much of everything because I feel like there's still more to be unpacked that just hasn't been shown yet. And I want to get into my theories as well because I have some thoughts of what could make this at least a little bit better. I still don't think it's gonna come I don't think it'll come close to Game Pass. I want to get that out the way. It's not. They just don't have the financial resources to do that, in my opinion. But let's get into it. They're going to have 3 tiers. All right. No prices yet. This is what we do know. The first tier is supposed to be similar to what we get with PlayStation Plus right now. So I'd assume PlayStation Plus, you get your online gameplay, and then you get your free games of the month. Fair enough. Then tier 2, it's going to introduce free PS4 and PS5 games. Granted, I would imagine these will probably be at minimum a year, after the fact, after they come out. Essentially after they sold, hand over fist of whatever copies it was, they'll now throw it on whatever they're calling a Spartacus. And then there's tier 3, which is going to include obviously the other 2. It's also going to have extensive demos, streaming, and backwards compatibility with what appears to be PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, as well as PSP. Now, Chris, what are your initial thoughts? What are you thinking about this?
I think I'm the only thing that I'm worried about this is that this will heavily influence Game Pass, because if this 3-tier system works for some reason, Xbox is gonna be like, oh, that means there's an audience base that will pay this much money for more than likely a regular audience. And I think that Xbox is even looking at this as maybe a positive, because when people are going to be reviewing this service, it's going to be compared to Game Pass. And this is not going to be getting better than Game Pass. But it does open the minds of a bigger player base. More people will be comfortable with a service like this through Sony, and I think it will actually help Xbox when they're like, oh man, this PlayStation Spartacus is great, and but Game Pass is better. Better than this? It's like, yo, that God of War game, if it came out on Xbox, we'd be playing that day one. How much would you pay more? Not a damn thing. What?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That conversation will in fact happen in the future. Because one of the rumors is that this is not gonna have day and date like Game Pass does.
Right.
I was playing Halo Infinite's campaign, didn't add a cent. Hell, they gave me a skin in the game just for having Game Pass. I get a discount on money when I spend money. Instead of spending a full $20, I get to spend $18, and it's great. Just that little bit, hey, we appreciate you. These little things are being injected into me. These deals I'm getting in Game Pass makes me feel like a valued customer, and that's where I think Sony will not do. they won't give you anything because it sounds like they're taking, and you have to remember they're doing all this when it is dry out here for Sony.
Right.
It is dry. We are in a desert. We are in what is it? Uncharted 3 when he's in the desert.
Oh,
Remember that? He go grabs the. Is it 1 or is it 2 or 3?
I think it is 3. I'm pretty sure it's 3.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? It is dry out here, and they're making these moves now. And this is, bro. This is just put together, bro.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not like Game Pass took years to do. It had to jump through hurdles and hurdles. Like we see the Game Pass that is now. We're not talking about when they were talking about it on the Xbox. No one gave two shits about.
Right.
And Phil Spencer's begging and pleading, "This is gonna get good." We're like, "Sure, bro, you're dead. I'm gonna go play PS4 with my homies." You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So,
so
that's the best I got.
I gotcha. Now, I agree. I actually like the fact that you, like you said, it'll give that comparison and give Xbox ideas as well, which I think essentially is what we want, right? We need that competition. We need them to sort of fight each other, right? We want them to sort of be all out because I think at the end of the day, we do benefit from this, right? Now, here's, I guess, my speculation. Like you said, as far as day and date, I truly do not believe there will be day and date. There's no way. I just don't see it. It's just not going to happen. Now, granted, am I willing to pay full price for a game when it comes out on PlayStation? I would, just because that's the guy. I do love what they offer as far as their first party content, right?
Granted, when we get it, top tier.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be great. Third party stuff, if I find out it's coming to Game Pass, obviously I'm not gonna buy it. I'd get it on Game Pass. Easy enough. Now, here's the thing here's what I feel like what nobody knows, and I didn't hear this from anyone. This is just me, top of, this is tinfoil hat. This is what I'm hoping for. First
Sony.
So the first thing that this tier 3, this third tier, okay, I love the idea of the backwards compatible. I do. I want to play these old games. I want to play PS1 games, PS2, PS3, PS4, PSP. Like you said, we're getting this introduced, or not even introduced because we don't even know when the release date is, but we're getting this in sort of a dry time. We're not getting anything out here, So I think all the more reason why they should make this third tier look so appealing. Like, oh guys, do you not remember PS1, 2, 3, 4, like all these other games that you liked? Obviously, why won't you just try them now? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that'll be their selling point in trying to sell that third tier, Here's the thing though. Here's where I think it gets interesting. I think what you do if you're Sony, you bought Funimation, you bought Crunchyroll. Maybe you throw that in there too. You're already trying to you're already trying to sort of like that line between movies and gaming. You're already trying to kind of like blur that out with you're trying to make these games even look cinematic. Even the intro looks very Marvel cinematic, Marvel universe. You know what I'm saying? Just the way it starts. So why not throw that in there? Anime lovers and gamers are, a lot of them are the same people. So why not? You know what I'm saying? Now that third tier, it might even be more expensive than Game Pass. Doesn't look as bad if I'm getting all this anime as well, if I am an anime lover. You get what I'm saying? So again, I didn't get that from anywhere. This is just me thinking, if I'm a business person.
Who you know?
I don't know anybody, dude. I'm just saying that would make it appealing. I'm not an anime person. My biggest thing is the backwards compatibility, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone who is really into anime be like, damn, that's a damn good deal. I want that. You get what I'm saying? And if they have a PS4 even, and they're like, hey, I could play PS1 through 3 or PS1 through 4 and PSP and have Funimation and Crunchyroll that I probably already pay for separately. Yeah, give me that. So that's what I'm thinking. But
and to add to your theory, it also solidifies Sony studio, like PlayStation Studios.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it makes it like more of a thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
PlayStation is the big thing. PlayStation Studios.
Yeah, like PlayStation Studios. Like we've met. They're gonna throw all that PR talk. Like we've locked down gaming. Now we're adding anime and all things like in pop nerd culture, and we're doing this. So then it seems like this. Yeah, no, That's probably what's gonna happen. Actually, like
I feel like that's the only
dollars,
way they can compete. That's if you want to talk about competing, that's how they do it. That's the only way I can think of.
and it helps them buy time because they're this cloud service thing. They're inevitably gonna try to, like, we get Genkai. What is it called?
You got it right the first time.
Yeah. This is how they try to stall for time to make it work better.
Yeah.
Because if anyone's ever played PS Now, is not good.
Yeah.
Don't play Metal Gear on it. It's not good.
It definitely needs some work. 100%.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I think this is a good way. I do think that it will hopefully breed competition, but I don't see a world without day and date where it really competes with Xbox on a real level, because Xbox is all in. I think PlayStation is going to think of it as one of the like arms of the machine.
Sure.
And not its main source of like its main like one of its like its main things. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it will always be considered less than of what it does functionality wise. But I think it I want to say that it'll help Xbox and maybe make them do even more. And you're like, well, what the heck is Xbox gonna do that's more, dude? You know what I'm saying?
Just
like,
so here's the thing, because like I was of the mind that I thought that, you know, once Xbox is, like you said, we're starting to get their first party stuff is gonna start hitting. I thought they would dial it back on the third party stuff. But I think if PlayStation introduces something like this, then you go even more in on the third party stuff and just make it even more appealing.
Yeah, because it seems like Xbox has no signs of slowing down.
No.
And if PlayStation is doing this, hopefully they're attacking it from because, you know, with their soiree into the PC gaming, maybe we can do something on that front too. And then ultimately, like you said at the top of the segment, we win. Gamers win.
Yeah, absolutely.